We always say on this show, 2 minutes literally can change.
The moment Jourdan Blue stepped onto the America's Got Talent stage, the atmosphere changed in a way that was impossible to ignore. The room did not explode with cheers or instant celebration. Instead, it settled into a quiet pause, the kind of silence that suggests curiosity, tension, and unspoken judgment. Under the intense stage lighting, Jourdan appeared calm, but there was a weight in his presence that hinted this moment meant far more than a simple audition. This was not about chasing applause. It was about being seen after years of living on the margins. As the first notes left his voice, the shift was immediate. Judges leaned forward, the audience focused. What emerged was not just a strong vocal performance, but a story carried through sound. Within minutes, Jourdan Blue became a name circulating across screens, headlines, and social media feeds. Yet behind the applause was a reality far more complex than the short television narrative suggested. And that reality began long before he ever stepped onto a stage. Long before America recognized his face or voice, Jourdan Blue's early life was shaped by instability and uncertainty. His childhood did not offer the safety of consistency or routine. Instead, it demanded adaptability. Emotional security was fragile, and circumstances often changed without warning. In that environment, Jourdan learned to read situations carefully and to rely on himself. Music entered his life quietly, not as a dream encouraged by comfort, but as a personal outlet. Singing became a way to process emotions that had nowhere else to go. Over time, this bond with music grew deeper. It became less about sound and more about survival. These early experiences shaped his emotional sensitivity, something later audiences would recognize in his performances. His voice carried not just melody, but lived experience. Still, emotional awareness came at a cost. Jourdan carried weight well beyond his years, focusing less on future plans and more on navigating each day as it came. As Jourdan grew older, music remained his constant companion. Unlike artists introduced to performance through structured programs or formal support, his relationship with singing developed organically. There were moments when performing was not about artistic expression alone, but about endurance. Singing became a practical tool as well as an emotional one. Public spaces became stages, and passing listeners became audiences. These experiences taught him how quickly people form opinions and how powerful authenticity can be when stripped of polish. Without the safety net of fame or recognition, Jourdan relied entirely on connection. This period shaped his voice in ways no classroom could. It added texture, urgency, and honesty. Listeners did not simply hear notes, they felt truth. However, this way of living also carried exhaustion. Emotional, mental, and physical fatigue became familiar. Music offered relief, but it could not erase instability. It simply made it bearable. Still, Jourdan continued forward because music was the one thing that never left him. That background made his America's Got Talent audition more than a breakthrough moment. It was a collision between survival and visibility. Standing before the judges, Jourdan was not chasing celebrity. He was stepping into uncertainty on a national scale. The reaction was swift and unmistakable. Judges responded not only to the strength of his voice, but to the emotion behind it. The audience sensed authenticity. Within hours, clips of the audition spread rapidly. Headlines formed narratives almost instantly. Jourdan was framed as a symbol of perseverance and hope. Yet, symbols often lose nuance. Internally, the shift was overwhelming. Praise arrived faster than understanding. Expectations formed immediately. Jourdan was no longer just singing. He was representing something larger than himself. And that responsibility followed him long after the camera stopped rolling. Fame moves at a pace rarely aligned with human adjustment. For Jourdan, attention multiplied overnight. Messages flooded in. Interview requests followed. Online conversations expanded rapidly. Support was widespread, but so were assumptions. Some reduced his story to inspiration alone, overlooking the reality that his struggles did not simply disappear. Others questioned whether the moment could be sustained. Gratitude mixed with anxiety. Visibility collided with vulnerability. Social media amplified everything. Encouragement and criticism existed side by side, often within the same space. Publicly, Jourdan remained composed and respectful. Privately, the adjustment demanded time. Fame did not remove hardship, it reshaped it, introducing new emotional challenges that were quieter but no less demanding. As his profile grew, so did scrutiny. Online discussions dissected his performances, his background, and even his demeanor. Many narratives lacked depth, favoring simplicity over truth. Some framed his journey as complete redemption. Others expressed doubt or skepticism. Jourdan chose restraint, avoiding public disputes or dramatic responses. Silence, however, is often misunderstood. This period tested his emotional resilience. Being visible did not always mean being understood. For someone whose relationship with music was deeply personal, this disconnect was difficult. Still, he continued performing. Music remained the one place where he felt aligned with himself, where expression felt honest rather than performative. Behind public appearances, Jourdan faced mental strain that attention alone could not resolve. Emotional fatigue accumulated quietly. He began speaking privately about the pressure of visibility, not as complaint, but as awareness. The expectation to remain strong, grateful, and inspiring at all times became its own burden. Support systems became essential. Friends, grounding routines, and moments of stillness helped him regain balance. Music gradually shifted from a survival mechanism into a tool for healing. His performances grew steadier, more intentional, reflecting an evolving sense of self. Healing did not arrive suddenly. It unfolded slowly, shaped by reflection and patience. Over time, Jourdan Blue began redefining what success meant to him. Instead of measuring achievement through viral moments or constant exposure, he focused on sustainability. This shift was subtle but powerful. He became more selective with opportunities and more protective of his well-being. Audiences noticed a change. His presence appeared calmer. His performances felt more controlled and confident. Jourdan was not withdrawing from opportunity. He was reshaping it. In doing so, he reclaimed authorship over his story, choosing growth over urgency. Jourdan's journey reflects a broader truth about modern fame. Talent can open doors, but it does not eliminate emotional complexity. His story challenges simplified narratives and highlights the reality that resilience does not end with recognition. Healing continues even after success arrives. His voice resonates because it carries lived experience rather than perfection. Listeners connect not just to sound, but to sincerity. That sincerity has become his defining strength, distinguishing him in an industry often driven by image and speed. Jourdan Blue's story remains unfinished. It is not defined by a single audition or one season of television, but by continuous evolution. His future holds music, growth, and stability shaped by intention rather than desperation. He no longer sings to be discovered. He sings to express, to connect, and to remain grounded in who he is becoming. While the spotlight introduced him to the world, it is what he chooses to do beyond it that will define his legacy. This was never simply a talent show story. It was, and continues to be, a deeply human one.